Alright. Oh, uh-oh. Hang on, I fucked up. I mean, I'm a professional who knows what she's doing. Everything is fine. Haha. There we go. Hi, guys. Nobody saw nothing. Anyway, happy Rising, everybody. Happy anniversary to Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, wait, that is not the right character. Hang on. I almost logged into my main. That would not have been helpful. Now I need to wait for the game to actually let me log in. One moment, guys. I've got my shit together. Hi, Danny! Also, the reason stream is starting late is 100% because I had to get the Rising done on my main, and for some reason I was having focus issues like all day today. There we go. Okay, now it'll let me in. But yeah. I'm excited about the FanFest news. I'm excited about whatever scraps of hints we're able to get from the Rising. Because Yoshi P's predictions, or I'm sorry, the Wandering Minstrel's predictions during the Rising usually end up hinting at something. I promise you, people will at least be dissecting that whole part of the quest until, like, April, at least. I already posted my prediction stuff in the Discord. So. Hi there, legally distinct Yoshi P. The Wandering Minstrel is in search of inspiration. This quest is blah blah blah, you know how this works. Well now, if it isn't my adventurer friend Shizune, it could only be a blessing from the Navigator that we should meet again here and now. You see, I have been struggling to find inspiration for a new song to perform this Rising. I have a mind to speak with the locals for their tales, for which I could use your able assistance. Might you be willing to accompany me? Yeah, sure. I am truly grateful. During the Rising, we remember those who we lost in the calamity, even as we turn our attention to a brighter future. 'Tis my hope to hear a tale that inspires one and all to look forward. Now then, there is no better place to talk in Limsa Luminsa than the Drowning Wench. Let us first seek out the barkeep, Baderon, and see if he has aught of interest to share. Oh yeah, I also think this quest is really interesting because, it does tie in with, I would say each expansion has a theme, and one of the things that like bothers me about Endwalker is that it doesn't do a good job of really being consistent with what it's, or like sticking to its theme in a good consistent way. But the theme of Dawn Trail, I would say, is grief and mourning. And so I think it's really interesting how, like, this quest makes sense if you haven't gotten to Dawn Trail yet, but I would also say it's very on theme for the expansion we're on right now. Oh, come on! I'm sorry, I almost forgot. I know who this character is. Oh, come on! What's the harm? What's the harm? You'll get yourself killed, that's the harm. I ain't letting one so young sign up. Why do you want to become an adventurer so badly anyway, Ratacha? Or Racha? Racha. this place I need to go to. The problem is, the Yellow Jackets won't let a child leave the city alone. But if I was an adventurer, I'd be responsible for myself. I could go wherever I please, whenever I please. So please, let me sign up. It ain't that simple, lass. I've got a responsibility to those I sign up. If I let someone what's clearly unprepared head out there and they end up hurt or worse, I wouldn't be able to live it down. And don't even get me started on the damage it caused the guild's reputation. So you can forget about signing up until you're older. Much older. But it has to be now, during the Rising. Why do you have to be so responsible? It comes with age, lass. Now run along and get yourself home. Yeah, that is not the face of a kid that's gonna listen to adults. Is everything well? Sorry I had to see that. The little cub's bent on becoming an adventurer. But I said no and sent her on her way. Why is there an apostrophe after the first Anne? You're not saying she set on becoming an adventurer. Still, I can't help but worry. She doesn't strike me as the sort to give up easily. Oh, that is not the right voice for the character who is speaking. Whoops! True that. Wouldn't surprise me if... a wit if she tried to sneak out anyway. I hate to impose, but do you reckon you could keep an eye on Racha? I'd do it myself, but I can't up and leave the tavern. The timing of the rising seemed to be of the essence to the little one. Intriguing, would you not agree? Let us ask her about that. Uh-huh. I'm in your debt. Now, the nearest city exit's the Tempest Gate, or by the aft castle. I suggest you begin by talking to Clindrail, the sentry yonder. I almost tried to take an Ethernet shard, but there's no Ether shard or Ethernet shard where I'm trying to go. What? The Yellow Jackets, the Yellow Jackets keep constant watch at the city gate. If Richa has come through, they will have surely seen her. The lowlands of Lenosha await you on the other side of the Tempest Gate. Have you seen a little me kitten going by here? At Bateron's behest, you say? As it happens, a girl of that description did come through just a moment ago. She was at the heels of a Mikote peddler, so at a glance, one might think them parent and child. But the way she kept stealing glances behind her made me suspicious. So I alerted my comrade, Ayoyo, outside. And I'd expect she stopped the little one for questioning. If you're worried, you should seek her out. Our thanks for the information. We shall find your comrade at once. I just realized I finished the event and then immediately logged off to switch to this character and get the stream started. I have not looked around yet to find out which NPCs are in the area right now, because they don't appear until after you finish the quest. Damn it, they saw right through my disguise. 'Tis well the Yellow Jackets noticed her ere she had gotten far. Wasn't a yo-yo involved with last year's event? Because last year's event was in Limsa too, right? That's so interesting. I wonder if their plan, I mean, I guess we'll have to wait another, like, decade to find out, but I wonder if their plan is for each story arc, move which city-state the Rising is in. Because it used to be in Ulda every year. Well, now, if it ain't the good minstrel and our kindly helper. Pleasure to see the two of you again. Oh, yeah. Okay, I wasn't really paying attention to her. I missed her dialogue last time, I guess. A pleasure to see the two of you again. What brings you here today? We were looking for this brat right here. So Batteron sent you after the little one. I was just about to ask her what she's up to. Richa, was it, dearie? Even without others telling you, you ought to know it's dangerous out here. What is it that you want to do so badly you'd risk your life for like this? There's something they have to see. It doesn't matter if it's dangerous. I have to go. We understand that you have your reasons, Richa. Even so, we cannot in good conscience allow you to wander the wilds alone. So here I would make a proposal. Rather than becoming an adventurer, why not employ the services of one? With a dependable adventurer at your side, you would be able to reach your destination safely. This, I believe, is your best option. But I don't have any money. And what adventurer would want to help a child anyway? Good question. Why, our friend here, of course. Wait, what? Can you not volunteer me? As long as I get paid, I suppose. I shall be glad to provide suitable recompense in Richa's stead. While a part of me hopes that this will lead to inspiration for a song, above all, I feel compelled to lend a helping hand. Fine. You'll really help me? Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad that it worked out for you. But as a client, there's something you need to bear in mind. That is, you've got to give the adventurer your trust. Be honest with what exactly it is you need, and she'll be able to help you all the better. The place I want to go to is a lighthouse here in Lower Lenosha. It's named for one of the 12. I heard a rumor from a kid in town, you see. He told me that ghosts appear there during the Rising. They're supposedly lighthouse keepers who died in the calamity, and they spirit children away to the realm of the dead. But that's got to be nonsense, and I want to prove it. Oh, the lighthouse is in the area. Ashan's torch is the only one as civilians can get to, or can still get to. Don't recall hearing nothing about ghosts, though. Can't help but be curious, so I'll come along. Having a yellow jacket with you ought to make things easier, I reckon. That's outside of a skirmish, anyway. Being a cannoneer, I'm more at home blasting things from a distance. If you run into angry fiends on the road, they're all yours. Wow, how noble. If young Richa is heading to Ashan's torch, then someone should report as much to Batteron. As I said, I'd never heard about ghosts appearing at the lighthouse. Wonder why Rich is so interested in them. So, what's your name, adventurer? I am Shizune Dazkar. Ender of the Dragon Song War. Liberator of Doma and Alamigo. Savior of the First. Stealer of Pants. Shizune Dazkar. I'll remember that. Thank you so much for helping me. Also, future hero, savior of this entire goddamn star. We'll go to Ashan's torch, and we'll see if the rumor about the ghosts is true. I believe you're still saying the same thing. That's not an NPC. Yep. Richa is champing at the bit to set forth. Are you ready to go, Shizune? As much as I would like to accompany you, someone should return to the drowning wench to apprise Bateron of these developments. Besides, to hear your accounts afterwards, what you learned and felt, will also bring unique inspiration. I wish you an enjoyable and insightful excursion. Right. To begin with, how about we head east to Madman Bridge? It'd give Recha a chance to see the sights. The path can be steep in places, so make sure or take care you don't take a tumble now. I'll be fine. Don't worry. Let the adventure begin. And I know I can fly, but I think it's kind of nice to go by foot every now and then. Especially since, like, when was the last time I got a chance to really appreciate how the graphic overhaul has affected Limsa? Or Lenosha, I guess. Kind of same difference. And here it is. And here it is. Madman Bridge. If you head north, you'll get to the Red Rooster Stead. But our destination takes us south. A vital route for trade is the bridge, but it prowls with bandits and fiends beyond. That's why it was given its name, as a warning to younglings. Look! A river! And there's some sort of strange animal. We sometimes see children out this way with their folks, but I take it you've never been? Actually, I have. It was a long time ago, though, before my parents died in the calamity. It's all right. I like it at the orphanage. Everyone's really nice, and I have lots of fun. That'd be Limlane's Shoals, I take it. It's an orphanage run by a former sanguine siren, in case you wasn't aware. A fine place, by all accounts. If that's where Rich is from, I'll have one of me comrades contact her caretakers. Wouldn't do to let him think she's missing. Right then. Next we'll make for Ocean's Embrace. Up this here hill. Take it slow so you don't wear yourself down. My fellow Yellow Jackets patrol these parts. Lest you worry, they know I ain't on some pleasure jaunt. Whoa! We're so high up! This is amazing! I felt the same way when I looked out from here for the first time. This bridge was built where tidal waves sundered the land during the calamity. It's a symbol of our people's determination to rise above tragedy. Mr. Rathia, that's the headmistress, said that we Leminsons work hard because we hate to lose and like what we do. What about you, Shizune? Do you like being an adventurer? It depends on the work. Really? I guess it's not so simple. My parents liked what they did, I think. When the calamity struck, they didn't run away. They were noble souls, Mr. Rathia said. She promised to tell me everything one day, but I don't know how to feel when they're gone, and... I can't find the words. I want to be a good client, though, so I'll think on it. Seems Rich has got something she needs to get off her chest. And in wanting to verify the rumor, mayhap she... but there's no use speculating. Come. Oh, excuse me. Come, let's press on. If I'm a bit yawny or come across a bit eepy today, today was a Luca chemo day, so I did get a little bit of a nap in, but I've been up since really early. I see the lighthouse! That there is Ushan's torch. One of two lighthouses here at the, or what are named for gods. The lighthouse keepers, a bloke named Rostenze. Oh no, I remember struggling with this when I was doing ARR content. Yeah. You can ask him about ghosts and anything else you like. Lighthouse keeper. So, about the reason why I want to know about the ghosts. My father and mother were lighthouse keepers, you see. But they disappeared during the calamity and were never found. When I heard the rumor, I thought that maybe, just maybe, they were the ones haunting the lighthouse. So that's why you want to prove the rumor wrong. You couldn't stand people thinking your parents were doing terrible things. But a part of me wishes that the rumor was true. Then I'd be able to talk to my parents again. There's so many things I'd like to ask them. Well, whatever the truth is, we'll find out soon. Let's keep going. I can understand the desire to see those who are gone. To say words to them you couldn't in life. It's a feeling everyone knows at some point. Sorry, what? Whoa. The sea's frozen in a splash. Amazing! This area was hard hit by the calamity. On top of the tidal wave, washing away a big swaths of land, a piece of Delamute came crashing down yonder. People are talking about what the moon looks like in the game. Where is it? Oh. Yeah, that's interesting. They say it caused the ether to gush out of the land and crystallize all at once. At the time, I was with Miss Dorathea. She was my mother's friend, and she took to me to a safe place. I was very little then. I didn't fully understand what was happening, but the calamity really was a frightening thing. I can't imagine how it was for father and mother. Rotz's been here since the calamity. It's a lonely work, and he's always glad to have guests. Even if there aren't any ghosts, Well, now, if it ain't guests, what brings you to the torch? Ghosts during the rising. For all me years as a keeper, I've not seen nor heard about such things at any lighthouse I know. It's certainly the sort of place as children might believe haunted, though. Might be as someone mistook me or some laundry for a specter. So father and mother weren't ghosts after all. But I must say, it's a surprise to see Rato's little girl here. Your parents showed me the ropes when I was starting out as a keeper. They had charge of Limlane's ring yonder. Nowadays, it's on a little isle, but there used to be a stretch of land connecting it. A dangerous stretch it was, rife with nasty beasts. You needed to hire adventurers, and grizzled ones at that, just to deliver supplies. If you knew my parents, please tell me about them. They left me in Limsa Laminza during the calamity and died in the tidal wave. Why did they go out there, even though it was so dangerous? What was going through their minds? I want to know! I was stationed elsewhere at the time, so I only read this in a report. But your folks did everything they could to protect Limlane's ring. They built a breakwater, using anything and everything they had on hand. But in the end, there was no stopping such a monstrous wave. Countless souls went missing when it struck, in the Maelstrom mounted search and rescue operations. I joined in the effort, but I'm afraid they were never found. Know, though, that your folks didn't die in vain. By manning their lighthouse to the very end that day, they guided many vessels safely to shore and saved many lives. I see. They really were noble souls, like Mr. Rathia said. But if I could choose, I wish that they were still here. This is just a thought. How'd you like to say it the night and hear more about your folks? It'd only be the mundane, everyday things. But what I know, I'd be glad to share with you. I'd like that! I'd like that very much! Good morning, Shizune. Hey there, kiddo. I got up early to look at the lighthouse, where my father and mother used to be. For the longest time, I felt as though they'd abandoned me. I wanted to see them one more time so I could ask them why they had to go, and to tell them that I miss them. Man, this part hit me so hard, because my backstory for my main is that her father died when she was very young, fighting off the Garleans to buy her mother, and her brother time to escape from the Garleans. and then they ended up in Ulda, and then her brother was at Karchno, and they never found his body. And then her mother got sick. And so, like, this is partially my justification for why I canonically consider my main to be from Ulda. But I started as a conjurer. Because at the time, you know, cross-class skills, I wanted to get Paladin and White Mage. And I decided to start with Conjurer, so that way my Paladin would have Protect and Stone Skin right away. But so my whole backstory for her was that she became a healer because she and her mother couldn't afford medicine, so she decided to take matters into her own hand and become a healer. And then by the time she returned to Ulda, her mother was dead. But yeah. So, like, the whole I understand how you feel thing, man, that hit me hard. Are you disappointed there weren't any ghosts? I feel like this character, her family's still alive and well somewhere out there. She's just decided to become an adventurer. Maybe a little. Still, I'm glad I could learn about my parents. It made me realize that I want to become someone who helps others. Like them and like you. So thank you for bringing me here. You're welcome. Well, it ended up being a longer jaunt than expected, but I'm glad we did it. Thank you so much for coming with me, both of you. You're very welcome, dearie. You can always come to me if you need anything. Just no more trying to sneak out, you hear? Well, I better get back to the orphanage. Hopefully Mr. Raffia won't be too mad at me. You'll be wanting to report to the minstrel, I expect. In which case, a comrade of mine tells me he's at the anchor yard. I'll see to it Richard gets home safely. Be sure to catch the special fireworks afterwards, eh? Be seeing you, Shizune. Bye! Wrong way. I'm gonna go this way. Ah, welcome back, my friend. Was young Riche able to find that which she sought? I believe so. So her true purpose was to see if the ghosts were her parents who were taken by the calamity. A tale is born when someone acts in the name of another. As there are so many tales out there, it is impossible for us to know every single one. Yet a tale may occasionally find its way to those who need it most, such as that of the lighthouse keepers, those whose courage and sacrifice have come to guide their child years after their passing. Thank you, Shizune, not only for granting Richa's wish, but for providing me with inspiration as well. While we wait for the special fireworks to begin, might you tell me more of your excursion? Yes, it comes to me. A verse for all who strive onwards, this day and every day. Huh? Puppy! Greetings, warrior of light. Yo, GP, why are you in Yellow Jacket uniform? Why are you surrounded by minions? I don't understand. Is this a hint for 8.0? This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. Tis a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. For long years, we have walked together with you on this grand adventure. It is a never-ending journey, one that shall continue tomorrow as surely as it does today. The most natural of things. They even gave him his crow's feet. Amazing. Along the way, I have endeavored to keep my gaze firmly fixed upon the future. Of late, however, I have been keenly reminded that we must occasionally look back upon the path we have walked, that we might remember the lessons learned. In the course of our adventures, it seems that I too have grown. To learn from success and failures both, and forge ahead with humility and sincerity. This is what I had resolved to do at Journey's beginning, and I resolve to do so now, or do so anew. Nothing would please us more than to continue having you at our side on the road ahead. And I pray that, upon this journey of life that we have the honor to share, the light of the crystal shall ever shine. Now, the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. This world shall yet endure, and as we continue to make our way, I pray that we shall have occasion to meet again. Till that day, I wish you the happiest of journeys. Fare you well. Bye, Yoshi P! See you next year! Maybe by then I'll have a better idea of why you're surrounded by minions. Is it just because? Also, how long was I out? It's nighttime. It was daytime when he started playing. Most happenings in our lives have no bearing on the fate of the world. More often than not, they go unobserved and unremarked. Oh yeah, this also, like, this next bit is really fitting for where we are in Endwalker. BT dubs. But you, my friend, gather up such forgotten tales and see them delivered. In so doing, you bring joy. And as a token of my gratitude, I dedicate to you this song. A song of journeys fulfilling. Give it to me. Oh, I just noticed Wallago is there. And Sissy Poo. In gleaming gold the sun does rise. The boundless sky it calls. In silver pale the path of men. A white and endless pall. Okay, and this is why I think... because gold is the color of Dawn Trail. So I think... that... whatever 8.0 is, its color is going to be silver, maybe silver and white. So far away the guiding light that you do now espy, but flames of life their warmth impart to comfort and inspire. Take heart, my friend, for here we stand, and so we shall remain. Your destination reach you shall, by memory's refrain. I have no doubt that you, Richa and Ayoyo, have or shall give rise to a great many more tales. Your tales, in particular, may be more varied than those of others. There may be times when you face great hardships, and the weight is more than you can bear. In such a time, I bid you remember this. No matter how great your burdens, the tales that you have gathered shall ever be your strength. A beacon to light your way in the darkness. Actually, yeah. Within from 7.3. Hey, and now let me get this minion of a guy I haven't met yet. It watches your progress with great interest. Interesting. Let's talk to him. Why are you surrounded by minions? I don't understand. The rising is an occasion to remember the past while looking towards the future. Many take to the road in solemn reflection, and should you have the time to spare, mayhap you would like to do the same. I would like to find NPCs. Oh! These guys were from a couple years ago! The artist and his buddy! Okay. I wonder how much of Ulda I'm gonna have to run around to find other characters, or if the rest of them are all gonna be at the Aft Castle. Let's start at the Aft Castle. Also, I realized NPCs from Moonfire Fair that I thought were locked behind MSQ progress may have been locked behind, like, side content, actually. Like, I think one of them was actually from doing the Loprit quests, and I think there was more than one who was actually tied to, I Have these guys always been here? No, no, wait a minute. Oh, this is an adventure because his sister is a... Oh, he made friends. His sister's a reporter in Ulda, and she asked us to check up on him a few years ago, and he's our buddy. At least he's my main's buddy, and now he has a party. Oh, buddy, you got character development. Oh, this is Richa. And a yo-yo. And this must be her mom's friend. Cute! Almost thought that was another NPC I hadn't found yet, and then I remembered that, that's just the vendor. Man, not a whole lot here. At least on this character. There may be characters tied to MSQ that I can't see on this character because I'm not caught up yet. Also, I don't actually expect anything, but I'm still gonna check the city-state, or the other two city-states, just in case. I doubt they'd have people not where the quest is immediately happening, but doesn't hurt to look. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody. And if there's nobody here, I doubt there's any point in going to Ulda, or to, not Ulda, to Gridania. So, okay. Now that that's done, let's head over to the Doman Enclave and get started on the ranged role quest. Actually, just so that we can get it done all in one go, maybe, hopefully. I'm gonna run the ad break now. So that way we don't get interrupted in the middle of a cutscene or anything like that, and then we can try to just get stuff done between ad breaks. So yeah, everybody go get snacks, go get stretchies, go hug a loved one. Whatever it is you need to take care of yourself during the ad break, and I will see you guys on the other side. Okay, we are back. So, let's talk to Yagiri. Yagiri's stern expression suggests she has no good news to share. Regrettably, there have been no sightings of the blasphemy since our first encounter at Shoal Rock. As Tansui surmised, it seems to fear confrontation. We, for our part, have tried to make good use. Oh, Jesus! What?
This was not my intention.
Huh? Thank you for the 9 gifts for the community! Now you guys just need to keep me at 100 subs for the next, what, 3 days? But hi! You just missed me wrapping up the Rising. Ugh. Making me do all my checks? Oh. My water bottles are empty. Whoops. Hang on. You know what? I got these sparkling juices at Costco the other day, and it's a combo pack that actually, Miracle of Miracles, has, like, not a single flavor I don't like. I'm gonna have me a sparkling apple juice. And I'll refill my waters later. Because otherwise I will forget to refill the pitcher. Anyway. We, for our part, have tried to make good use of this intervening calm. Even now, Lord Hien and Gosetsu discuss how we might prevent other villagers from turning. If you would wait here a moment, he would no doubt wish to hear your thoughts on the matter. Have you guys tried this thing called therapy? Shizune, so glad you could come. As Yugiri no doubt explained, the blasphemy continues to elude us, and so we have turned our attention to other matters we can and should address. After long discussions and much deliberation, we believe we have found a means to allay the growing malaise of our people. If you would, Gosatsu. The idea came to us after considering young Tombo's remarks about his father, whose body was never found and returned to Doma. Others no doubt share his melancholy, unable to bury and mourn their loved ones as is their right. To put simply, they cannot make peace with their loss. Their anguish, if left to linger, may consume them as well. That we might provide the people of Doma with comfort and closure, we will hold a national funeral at the Swallow's Compass. Those who choose to attend will be asked to present personal effects of the deceased they wish to be enshrined there. Spirits reside in all things, be they living or inanimate. And though we may die, a part of us lives on in the items we cherished most in life. Therefore, in lieu of remains, these belongings will be afforded a place in the royal mausoleum, that the spirits of those lost to us may find their way home to Doma, and at last know peace. The announcement has already been made, and a great many people are now engaged in the difficult task of deciding which keepsake will serve as their offering. No energy tonight? Oh, I'm sorry. Alright, you have a good night, Ash. If it makes you feel any better, my head's been all foggy and unfocused today, too. Yeah. I'm sure for me, lack of sleep didn't help. The announcement has already been made. Oh, whoops, already read that. I may have, even though I knew I was supposed to wake up early, ended up going down a video essay rabbit hole last night. It is not a decision to be made lightly, but I suspect they will have made up their minds by the time we go to collect their chosen tokens. I also hope to learn more about the departed from those willing to speak with me, for my benefit and for theirs. I mean, that's therapy. To break free of their sorrow, they must seek joy in the memories and the love they shared with the departed, and I will help them find it. Might the liberator of Doma be willing to favor the people with her presence as well? I doubt not that they will appreciate the gesture. Sure, I've got the spare time. What? Thank you for the 15... what? Thank you for the 1,500 bits. I got my kitty snuggles. Saya, when I woke up this morning, there was a cat on top of me. Is it broken? Hey, Chizu. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wonder if something happened to... the voice I had... oh... no, but... I may have to... hang on. No, I'm looking in the wrong place. Settings... here we go. Why did you not work? Is it an issue in StreamerBot? Let me try...
This is a Twitch cheer trigger test. Hey guys, 542.
What? Okay. So it technically works. I'm gonna have to troubleshoot. But either way, I appreciate you. I woke up this morning to a cat on top of me, and I was like, oh no, if it's Luca, I'm fucked. Because last week, I had to get my mom to help me get Luca from his hiding spot, because he hid so far underneath my bed that we could not reach him, and we had to use a broom. And I felt very bad. And so, like, I was ready for war, and then I realized it was Saya, and she was being very snuggly. And she was on top of me, and then she was very cuddly, and then she like settled down again on my feet, and I had to like worm my way out from under her. Luca was on top of a laundry basket full of towels I need to wash, and he did not hide. I don't know if after his last appointment, we've just finally broken his will. But, yeah, he was just, like, on top of the basket of towels, and he didn't go hide when I pulled out his carrier, and I was able to just, like, scoop him up and dump him in his carrier, and everything was good. He did good with chemo. They didn't have any news about him, which is good news. I even made a joke about that, and the nurse was like, yeah, it's the best news. So, yeah. Oh no. Also, I'm giving him a little bit of a break, but I do have to take Luca to his normal vet for a checkup next week because I've actually been really bad about taking him and Saya to the vet the last couple of years just because of like money and time, and I moved during that time and a bunch of other stuff was going on. And legally his vet can't be the ones to fill his prescription unless they've seen him in the last year. And I would so much rather just get his prescription filled through them because they're walking distance from me. They're like half a block away. As opposed to the hospital that we're getting him treated at, which is a 15-minute car ride in good weather or in good traffic. So yeah, and I don't drive, which means if I need to pick up medication, I need to ask my mom for a ride or for her to pick it up for me. And I would way rather just walk. I'd way rather just have them fill it, let me know when it's ready, walk the like half a block. It's not even a mile. I do need to walk more. I am fully aware of that. And I could do that on top of that, but yeah. It'll just make things a lot easier and less stressful. And I like our vet. They're good people. I've been going to them basically since around the time they first opened, because they were the ones who were actually able to diagnose my first cat with her tumor after she would usually put up such a fight being looked at even when she was sick, and the other vet we had gone to was afraid to draw blood or put her under anesthesia because they were worried about her not waking up. And these guys were champs. The guy who started it before he opened his own practice was like an ER vet. And so like he knew his shit and he knew what he was doing, and the practice he runs is run really well and I really like them. So yeah, I'm just incredibly lucky that they happen to be nearby. But yeah, anyway, you go to bed, Ash, and I am gonna continue with these role quests because I got like 4 roles I gotta finish tonight. Good. Yugiri and I have the people of Asari, or leave the people of Asari to you. Gosatsu, might I ask you to... Apologies, my lord, but there is a small but most urgent matter I must first tend to. Thank you. Very well. I shall not pry. Now, Shizune, let us go and pay a visit to the good people of Namai. So, I may have done a bit of an oopsie. When I first set out to do my video essay about how I could write Endwalker better, I was only planning on focusing on MSQ. Even though I have some slight issues with Endwalker's role quests, just because, lore-wise, they don't make sense once you finish base Endwalker. I was perfectly fine with not doing it, or adding those to it, but, I might cave and also do the role quests. If you require transport to... Oh, no, you are not the right quest. Hang on, what am I doing? Not you. This one, Namai. Right, yes. Anyway, I'm just trying to figure out a way to handle the different conflicts that... Well, some of them, it's just I want to remove the blasphemies because the existence of the blasphemies doesn't make sense if you do these quests after you finish MSQ. And most people do, like, maybe their main, maybe they leveled up 2 jobs while working through MSQ. Because that plus side quests gives so much experience. But so most people are going to be doing at least a few role quests after they finish MSQ, and why are there still blasphemies once Meteon is gone? So I'm thinking about it. And I basically want to keep like the same ideas, but maybe mess around with some other stuff. Like something that didn't occur to me until we were doing the melee quest last night is we know that there's conflict between the city-states and the beast tribes. What about between the beast tribes themselves, in terms of like outside of their relationship with the city-states? What is the relationship between the Sahagin and the kobolds? What is the relationship between the sylphs, who are all about protecting the forest, and the Ixal, who got kicked out of the 12's Wood by the elementals because they were cutting down more trees than they were allowed to? And in the case of the magic and ranged physical and healer quests, there's probably a way to tackle those without having a blasphemy involved, and having it just make more sense in the context of something that'll make sense even when you finish the Endwalker and the final days aren't happening anymore. But I probably won't go too in depth. I'll probably just be like, here's a basic idea of what I do for each of them. With actual 6.0, I'd actually have the role quests be tied to the Ilsabard contingent. It has NPCs from job/class quests representing all of the roles. So I think you could take those NPCs and do something really, really fun with it. Because you've got NPCs representing bards and machinists, and then maybe you throw in dancer because of the Thavnair angle for ranged physical. You've got the Thaumaturge brothers. You've got maybe actually have Red Mage Teacher show up, because Alize totally called out the fact that she was like, you know, I thought he'd be here, but he's not. What the fuck? Oh god, what if Ymitra had been involved with the Ilsabard contingent and we'd been able to get an actual, like, another cutscene with her and Y'shtola? Or, like, there's all sorts of things I could have done with, here's the and I bet this may have been in the original plan, considering the pacing of stuff in Endwalker and how weird it is, and the fact that you don't actually unlock role quests until, like, level 65 or 85. I bet originally the plan was to have the Ilsabard contingent, which you gain access to at, like, what, 82? Which makes a lot more sense for role quests. Yeah, that's like 82, 83 content, right? So have those characters be your role quest NPCs for 6.0, then 7.0 is roughly the events of the current 6.0 role quests. I would have the 6.0 allied societies be the Loprits, the Arcasodra, and then I would replace the Omicron with probably the Trolls in Labyrinthos. And then I would have the Endwalker ones be, that's where Endwalker, the 7.0 would be the Omicron, and then the two tribes, societies, whatever, that they've been mocking me with since our realm were born, the Goblins and the Kitkern. The Qatari don't count. Yeah. Right then. Before we begin, I would remind you that you need only listen to the tales of their loved ones. As overseer of the ceremony, I see it as my duty to deliver their effects personally. Because of this, it is of the utmost importance that we keep clear of any beasts that might damage our cargo. It goes without saying how important it is that their offerings are delivered in pristine condition. It will be no good if you to you in a fight while heavily encumbered. If stealth or flight are not options, I must ask you to fight for us both. But we needn't worry unless the occasion arises. For now, let us be off. Hey, get to talk to or have him follow me. I pray this ceremony helps them to find the closure they so rightfully deserve. My husband, my dear sweet Maroya, never returned from Garlemald, but perhaps now his soul might know peace. Please, take this painting brush to the Swallow's compass. I shall handle it with the utmost care. Might we trouble you to tell us more about your husband? Maroya was a kind and gentle soul. There was nothing he loved more in the world than to create. That brush never left his side, not even when he tended the fields. Any spare moment was dedicated to his craft, and he produced the most wonderful vistas of Yanxia. It was his dream to take us to Kugane, where he would become a famous artist, until he was conscripted. In the early days, he would send drawings of the places they took him, though I know not how. But more time began to pass between each interval, and then they stopped coming altogether. I know not in what far-flung land he died, but I pray it was as beautiful as his works. He sounds like quite a man, to hold fast to his art even when forced to endure such hardship. His soul will find peace, of that I have no doubt. That was Moraya's favorite brush. Please do take good care of it. Okay, I don't think he's gonna change his dialogue anytime soon. I must thank you again, Lord Hien, for this honor. My son would have been overjoyed to know that his katana would be enshrined at the Swallow's compass. Nay, the honor is mine. I'm sure your son was a fine warrior. Aye, and so was I once upon a time. A samurai, as it happens, in service to your father when the Empire first invaded our lands. Though we were defeated, our spirits broken, my son, Motosu, was never one to lose hope. He was determined to follow in my footsteps, gave his everything to honing his skill with the blade. When I watched him train, I felt the pride I thought I'd forsaken swell in my breast, and I knew he would restore our family to its former glory. Alas, he could have fled, perhaps started life anew as a vagabond of some sort. But he bore the burden and fought for Garlemald, for fear of what the Imperials might do if he had not. 'Tis plain he was a loving son and a warrior true. I will care for his blade as if it were my own, and see it given to the honor and respect due a samurai of Doma. Samurai of Doma. Motosu would be so happy. Yeah, you're still saying the same thing. Alright. Aw, Tombo, we're saving the kiddo for last? That hurts. I realize it's quite large, but I wanted to offer this on behalf of my brother and our father, Suzushiro. If you are willing, I would very much like to hear more about them both. My father, he was a carpenter. He was a good man, if a bit stubborn, always thinking about his work. The only time he ever seemed to enjoy himself was when he had a cup of sake in his hand. Alright, you have a good night, Danny. Thanks for dropping by. When my brother came of age, he took up the trade as well. It brought them closer. I'd see them laughing over drinks together, or listening in silence to the crickets singing under the moonlight. I wanted to join them one day. This was their favorite sake. I thought they might miss it. I am sure it will taste all the sweeter having come from you. I realize no one can ever replace your brother or father, but if you will allow, I would be honored to share drinks with you in their stead. When you are of age, of course. Yeah, can't have the leader of Doma encourage underage drinking. This should be everything. Would you join me for a short reprieve before our journey back? Thinking about my brother and father finding peace at the Swallow's Compass is comforting. Like a weight has been lifted from my heart. I also wanted to check something. Is a certain NPC still here? I thought you were the NPC I got the quest from. I basically want to see if What's-His-Face's brother is still somebody I can talk to. Does not look like it. Alright. They put on brave faces, but the people of Namai are still racked with grief. It is the same at every village I have visited in recent days. But it is only now that I am struck by the contradictory nature of my goals. Having joined the Eastern Alliance and taken steps to revitalize the Enclave, I believed Doma was at last on the path to peace and prosperity. I still do. Yet by focusing so keenly on the future, I have neglected the past that yet haunts my people. Even if they do not give in to despair and become beasts that plague our lands like poor Tombo's brother, how are we to truly move forward if we are constantly looking back? You speak of their haunted past, Lord Hien, but what of yours? Me? All things considered, I suppose it was only a matter of time before the subject was broached. Ha! She cuts to the heart of the matter, and the young lord, for the best, I should think, for he cannot lead by example if he has not yet made peace with his own past. A thousand apologies, my lord. I was passing through, tending to the matters of which I spoke earlier, when I chanced to hear familiar voices in the distance. If I may be so bold, the people of Doma, one and all, understand the source of your pain. To lose your father in the turmoil of a failed rebellion, his staggering duty to the throne thrust upon you. How could you even begin to mourn, when first you had to lead? It would behoove you to take part in the funeral rites, my lord. Take this time to make peace with your past, while it is still yours to spend. Though unlikely, if not impossible, were you to become a monster as well, Doma would surely be lost. I thank you for your counsel, Gosatsu. But if I may ask, why is it you keep your blade at the ready? I thought this personal matter of yours to be naught but a trifle, or am I mistaken? Well, I find the katana a superior tool for peeling persimmons. Speaking of which, I do believe my stomach begs for sustenance. If you will excuse me. Training. To help slay the blasphemy, no doubt. Fitting that he should count me or offer me counsel, yet refuse to heed it in kind. He is not the warrior he once was, but he is wise, our obstinate friend. If I am to be perfectly honest, it frightens me to recall it. The moment it all came crashing down. We'd taken Doma Castle. Victory was ours. But then we looked out and saw the banners of the 12th Legion, marching towards us, the Crown Prince at the fore. No sooner had Gosatsu and I escaped than we received word that Xenos had slain my father. I remember how the fight went out of Gosatsu in an instant. How he wept for his lord, while I felt the weight of the profound duty bear down upon my shoulders. Crushing, suffocating, the heat of my own breath, the chill of my clammy palms. But duty demanded I master my emotions. When all those around me, Gosatsu included, were consumed by anger and a thirst for vengeance, I had to be in control. Under my orders, we dispersed and fled to fight another day. To this day, I have not stopped to reflect on my father's death. How could I, devoted as I am to finding Doma's way forward? But now I must. And so, having taken you into my confidence, would you see this through with me to the journey's end? The keepsake I would offer up for the funeral is hidden in a place not easily reached. We will have to fly there, I'm afraid. But worry not. My Yule will ferry us. Just a moment. I have a Yule too, remember? Why not invite me to fly with you on our Yules? Plural. I'm assuming one of these guys is actually mine. The place we seek is Plum Spring in the mountains. Shall we? Yeah, let's go. My parents would bring me here for Hanami as a child. Its beauty and serenity was such that I could forget the realities of the occupation. Indeed, some of my fondest memories of family are here, which is precisely why I chose this place to conceal the singular gift my father bequeathed to me as a child. Oh, charming, is it not? The great auspice Kitan Dangsheng, Kitian Dasheng, is said to reside somewhere along the Dairyu chain. I know, we've met. In those days, anyone and everyone knew the tales of his prowess. Reckless boy that I was, I once even tried to seek him out, hoping he might help us. I buried it here shortly after my coming-of-age ceremony. It seemed a fitting place to both part with my childhood and offer a final goodbye to my mother. More a keepsake of mine than his, to be sure, but he was never a man of worldly possessions. Still, I suspect he would allow himself a rare smile if he were to see it again after all these years. And that is precisely how I wish to bid him farewell, with a smile. It should go without saying, I would prefer it not become known that I kept this doll here. Wouldn't want the children to grow jealous now, would we? Whoa, what the? Sorry, I must have accidentally clicked something on another window. Anyway. Where were we? Here we go. And with that, I believe it is time we returned to the Enclave. The two of you were away for quite some time. Is everything all right? There are yet more villages to visit and offerings to collect, but preparations are proceeding at pace. Soon the people will have one less cause to be tempted down the path of despair. Of course, there still remains the problem of the blasphemy. The former conscripts will remain at the Kankan until it has been dealt with. We will slay the beast in due time, but before that, I would be honored if you were present for the funeral rites. Pray speak with Yugiri when next you visit the Enclave, and she will tell you more of the proceedings. Hi, Yugiri. Yugiri's somber expression suggests you have arrived right on time. I mean, yeah, I never left. As ever, your timing is impeccable. We but moments ago completed preparations for the funeral. I will inform Lord Hian of your arrival. You're here. Excellent. The blasphemy continues to shun our settlements, and I mean to make the most of the time its absence affords us. I assume you were planning to take part in the ceremony? Of course, you invited me. Glad to hear it. Unfortunately, Gosetsu will not be joining us today. Huh? Why? He's injured himself, as I knew he would with his secret training, and now grumbles from the confines of his bed. But he will be fine in due course. We may worry over his convalescence after the funeral. Okay, there is no... Well, No, that's not true. There is a quick way of getting there. Hang on. Aetheryte. Ethernet, the One River. There we go. I'm so smart. I'm so smart and definitely wasn't gonna go all the way to one of the Aetherites in the stone. What's the glowy bit up here? What is you? Mystical glowing rock? Neat. Oh. Well, hello there. Sure, well, I remember to grab it. The Swallow's compass, enshrined within this tomb, his likeness carved on an imposing scale into the cliffside, is the person of Ganon, the great general who united the warring clans of Yangsha to arise as the first king of Doma. A skilled swordsman and mage both, he is credited as the founding father of Doman geomancy. I hope if and when we get Geomancer in this game, they stick to the whole Dolmen thing. There was a peculiar looking doll among the effects, but I can find no record of it in our stores. Would you happen to know who brought it? It's a secret. The villagers should arrive ere long. Then we may begin. Lord Hien, I apologize, my lord, for my past transgressions. I yearned to believe my daughter was a kami reborn, but you were right. She's a monster. Words can ill express my shame for advocating the conscripts be sacrificed to appease the dead. Nay, this ceremony shall serve far, far better. And so, as a humble citizen of Doma, I offer my deepest gratitude, and beg for your forgiveness. I would make an offering on behalf of my husband and son, as well as my dear, sweet Minato. I throw myself on your mercy, Lord Hien. Allow them a place within the mausoleum, that their spirits may know peace. Why do I not trust her? I don't remember if she actually can be trusted, or if I distrusted her last time, and nothing came of it. There is no need to beg forgiveness, Kisei. Please, rise. Yeah, that's what I thought. She will come for you. By the kami, she gave her life to draw up the blasphemy? Well, we're doing things a little out of order, but it's fine. Yeah, got it.
For you, Father.
Aww, Hien. No, that's so sad.
Concentrate.
It is nothing.
You don't want to be in front of her, huh? Oh, it didn't matter. Ah! I remember what happens, but there he is. There's our boy. Apologies for the untimely arrival, my lord. Kosatsu, what is that staff? Or what is that staff? Pilgrimage proved a most enlightening experience, and it is where I chanced to discover the benefits of ascetic training. I may no longer be fit to wield a blade, my lord, but Shugeno affords me another way to turn the tide of battle. Or Shugendo. My bad. I can read. Oh, hey, I feel better. Stubborn as ever. I shall have to thank you later. Let us put an end to this. So where exactly am I in my rotation cooldowns wise now? Did that fuck up everything? Oh, it reset everything. That's nice.
For you, Father.
Except I lost my bird stickers. That's less nice. That's probably an important place to be standing. There we go. I'm sure this will be fine. See? That tickled.
The weave of a shinobi's power.
Just but a scratch.
Go down! I'll be fine. It's fine. It'd be nice if she'd just, you know, die 1%. We got this. There we go. Deceive her to the bitter end. But she is still a daughter of Doma. She will have a proper burial, and her family's belongings enshrined with the others. I have gathered you here today not to speak of the future, but to reflect on the past, to pay respects to loved ones fallen on the field of battle. In honor of their sacrifices, these sons and daughters of Doma shall be given a place here, at the Swallow's Compass. Though they no longer walk with us in life, they walk with us in spirit. Pray never forget their bravery, that the memories of their legacy give you comfort and strength. Maroya Motokawa, the aspiring painter. He was a man who saw beauty in all things, and one day would have become a renowned artist in Kugane. Motosue Jito, the warrior in training. He longed to become a samurai like his father and bring honor to his family. Suzushiru Kodakumi, the carpenter, a man who wholly dedicated to his A man wholly dedicated to his craft, who hoped to one day pass on his talents to his two loving children. Man, I'm getting weepy. And lastly, Minato Shihogaki and her mother-in-law Kisei. Theirs was once a happiness to be envied. Minato's parents were murdered by Imperial soldiers, and after being rescued by the Confederacy, Minato was given into the care of the village of Isari. Though she arrived with a broken heart, it was soon mended by the man who would become her husband, the son of Kisei, who herself had been born to Isari on winds of tragedy. I wouldn't call it tragedy. She did something to piss off the Ruby Queen, and we don't know what. Kisei was a child of the deep, born in Suinosato. For her gifts, she was exiled. But with her courage and tenacity... I mean, we don't know if she was telling the truth with those gifts. Hien, you're giving her too much credit. Hang on. But with her courage and tenacity, found a new home on the shores of the Ruby Sea. She was a devoted wife and mother. And though not related by blood, she loved Minato as if she were their own. That is how she lived, how they all lived, and how they should be remembered. That your hearts swell not with sorrow, but with joy for their memory. Know that proof of their mark left on this world shall remain here, enshrined within the swallow's compass for all eternity. Let us still our voices and in silence pray for their souls, that they may share in the peace we have found. Traditionally, the royal mausoleum is reserved for the ruling clans, but I have no doubt Lord Cayenne would approve of his son's decision. Many tears were shed throughout the ceremony, not for grief, but for relief, I think. Happiness, even. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting battle with a blasphemy as a prelude to the ceremony. At least now we may breathe easy, if only for a short while. The villagers have all returned home, and I believe it is time we did the same. Never in my wildest dreams did I foresee Gosatsu embracing the ascetic arts. I am not yet well versed in healing magics, but thankfully it was enough to be of some use to Lord Hien. We've held a national funeral and slain a blasphemy besides. A rather productive day, would you not agree? The former conscripts will be elated to finally return home. Speaking of returns, I think I speak for us all when I say your appearance at Swallow's Compass came as something of a shock. What of your injuries from training? Quite painful for some time, I assure you. Despite my best efforts to reclaim my former skills, my back and hips vigorously protested. I planned to sleep that I might be well rested for the morrow's hunt, but a voice called out to me. I was needed, and so I grabbed my cane and ran as quickly as my ailing body would allow. The cane suits you, Gosatsu, but your mastery of healing magics was a sight to behold, almost as surprising as your resurrection following the fall of Doma Castle. I am still but a novice in dire need of training. 'Tis my hope that I will be able to refine my ascetic arts during my next pilgrimage. So you are leaving then? Worry not, Lord Hien. Should you find yourself in dire straits once more, I shall fly to your side. Not as a samurai, perhaps, but I will nonetheless give our enemies cause to tremble. And with that, I take my leave. Though it may be years, if not decades, until we truly make peace with our past, we have turned a corner and begun to heal. We may look to the future unburdened by grief or ignored and sadness denied. The path ahead is ever fraught with peril, but we shall walk it with eyes unclouded and with pride. I'm gonna snooze this ad. You have done so much for us, for Doma. I wish there was more I could do for you. Money's always nice. If I may ask one favor before you leave, please inform our representative at Radzatan that the blasphemy has been vanquished, and the people of Doma are safe. With any luck, our experiences here will prove it useful to other nations that yet grapple with these beasts. The people of Suino Sato will be relieved to hear of recent events. I wonder what Mother and Father would say. Safe travels, Shizune, and may the Kami bless you. Alright, I just used an ad so that I could finish that cutscene. I am gonna actually play that ad now, while I step away for a few minutes, and then we will continue with the next role quest. So yeah, I will be back soon. We're back. Okay. So next on the docket, we're gonna do... That's the wrong job. There we go. We're gonna do... casters. So, to Foundation we go. Okay. We teleport here. And then we go and we hang out with our husband for a little bit. Let me in. Hey there, Arturel. The set of Arturel's jaw betrays a hint of anxiety. Ah, Shizune. Owing to Lord Amaric's swift action, I am pleased to say that the why is this word? Ecumenical Council will soon be held. I did it! In case you are unaware, the Council is the highest assembly in the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Its purpose to deliberate and to decide upon doctrine. The previous one was held no less than 80 years ago, and 4 archbishops have since come and gone. As such, most Ishgardians know little of it save that which they have read in the historical records. Traditionally, the archbishop and members of the synod would meet behind closed doors. In light of Bishop Vartinois' fate, however, this time the doors will be thrown open to the public. Indeed, for the first time in history, all men and women of the faith may have a hand in shaping the mission and teachings of the Church. 'Tis my hope that you will also join us in this endeavor. Deacon Clem, allow me to express our gratitude for your efforts in facilitating the council. We appreciate the difficulty of your position. I merely heed my conscience and my faith, my lord. Acting in Bishop Vartinois' stead, I shall do all within my power to see that the church may serve the people once more. Where is the Lord Speaker, if I may ask? He stepped outside for a moment, saying that he wished to gather his thoughts ahead of the council. The hour draws nigh, however. Shizune, I shall proceed to the vault with the good deacon. In the meantime, may I ask you to find Lord Amaric? He should be at the last vigil, I believe. Are you still stalking Arturel? He's not here! What is with you? Hey, Amaric. Lord Speaker. Oh, 'tis you, my friend. Is it time already? It is. I see. My apologies for making you come and fetch me. I have been thinking, Shizune, on the path I have chosen to walk, and on those who have been left behind as a consequence of my actions. Those who died fighting, those burdened with boundless grief, those deprived of position and purpose. Like any nation, Ishgard is made up of disparate souls with disparate beliefs. Without an enemy to unite us, we recall the differences we once set aside out of necessity and find amongst our old friends new ideological foes. The future I had envisioned. 'Tis far more difficult to secure than I ever imagined. What must I do for our people to live in harmony? For our nation to move forward as one? Such questions I have been pondering. We should begin making our way to the council. Shall we continue our conversation while we walk? I'd be happy to. Oh my god, are you asking me out on a date? Eric, we shouldn't have. We're supposed to be working. Ready? Then let us be off. If it is agreeable, I would like to look on Fortin Manor. Though we haven't much time, I am glad for the opportunity to stroll about the city with you. Well. No, same. There we go. It feels like another age that you and yours were no more than foreign wards of House Fortin. And in actual fact, it may be considered so. For your coming set in motion a chain of events that brought an end to the Dragonsong War, ushering in a new age of harmony. You paved the way for meaningful change in our nation, and for that you shall ever have my gratitude. Now then, shall we continue on to the architects? King Thornton and his knights, 12. The murderers of Ratatoskr. Since the truth of their ancient crime came to life, many have deemed that these images be torn down. Yet though what our founding fathers did was wrong, neither is it right to simply expunge them and their deeds from history. I mean, you don't have to expunge them, but you shouldn't have statues up of them anymore. To do so would be to deny our people's part in what followed for 1,000 years. We have the chance to forge a new future, but we as a nation must decide how we will confront our past. Forgive me, I was lost in thought yet again. Let us join Deacon Clem at the vault. Make a museum. Talk about it in your classes when you're educating everybody. You don't need statues of them. There you are, my friends. The council is about to convene. Let us take our place in the audience hall. I wish I knew who more of these people were. Esteemed members of the clergy and honored adherents of the faith, I thank you all for your attendance. In recent days, our nation has been racked by a series of tragedies. Those among us who do Halone's work have been transformed into abominations. This dreadful phenomenon has been brought about by the final days, and it is upon our despair and anguish that it feeds. Thus, if we are to prevent further tragedy, we must strive to ensure that all Ishgardians, clergymen, and citizens alike abide with peace and love for one another in their hearts. To that end, I have called this ecumenical council, the first in generations, that we might together determine a path forward for the church and our society as a whole. Since antiquity, the Ishgardian Orthodox Church served the people in two respects: as the Fury's spear to strike at the heart of dragonkind, and as the Fury's shield to safeguard the souls of men. But now that we are at peace with the Dravanians, the Church need no longer serve as the spear. And so we must now reconsider how we might better serve as a shield for our brethren. The hierarchy must be reformed, and for that we need accountability. The upper echelon must be stripped of rank at a minimum, and investigations conducted, trials held if the evidence is sufficiently damning, and then we may turn our attention to their doctrine of lies. As our predecessors did before us, we of the Synod have ever sought to interpret the scriptures to the best of our ability, and thence conveyed Halone's will to the people. Such fervent pursuit of retribution at the expense of doctrine would come also at the expense of our faith. Have we won the war to lose our souls? Oh, Halone, are we outside your grace? Uh-oh, we're making things worse, I think. This bodes ill. At this rate, someone might turn. He's so pretty. Amric, I love you. Since the war's end, the Church and the faithful have stood at a crossroads, unable to take the next step forward. His Grace Bishop Vartenois, may he walk in Halone's halls, was one such soul, and in his longing for simpler times, he resorted to using forbidden magics. He succumbed to despair. Amric, I have some bad news about his soul that none of you guys seem to know, apparently. In our minds, we renounce the lies upon which our nation was built. But in our hearts, we yearn for the righteousness, misguided though it was, that gave us comfort and purpose for so long. So let us not forget who we were. Let us confront the mistakes of the past and learn from them, that we do not repeat the mistakes of our forefathers. As fervently as we believed in our sacred duty, we struggle to accept the Church's deception and embrace change. The legacy of Thornton weighs heavy, and there is the temptation to simply cast it aside like a mantle that suits us no longer. Yet that would dishonor the sacrifice of those who went before. Countless souls who served the people with purest intent. And so, heavy though it may be, let us together bear this burden as we set forth anew. Our friend Shizune risked life and limb to reveal the truth to us. The truth that our legends and our scripture were tainted by betrayal, but not wholly corrupted. Though the great walls and towering spires of our city may have been built with murder and deception, they rest upon a foundation immutable and true. Our devotion to Halone, whom we have worshipped since before our forefathers settled these lands. The church is a font of practical wisdom, and its teachings guide us in our daily lives. Such things define our faith no less than the lies. We can acknowledge our sins without renouncing our religion. Aye, and without rejecting who we are. A comprehensive review of scripture as well as historical literature will be necessary. Revisions, as appropriate, must be made to ensure that the truth of our past is preserved for future generations. With your peerless knowledge of church doctrine, I dare say none is better suited to leading that effort than you. I also expect that many eyes will be required to pore over all of the tomes, and I know many idle men and women of faith who would jump at the chance to do Halone's work once more. That day, so very long ago, I had no answer to my father's words, but it seems the people had it within them all along. With this, the church and the people have taken their first step towards a brighter future. 'Tis well Lord Amric interjected when he did. The council went better than I had dared hope. Truly, the details remain to be decided. Or while the details remain to be decided, 'twas a resounding success. Your words helped everyone to find common ground. I know not how to thank you. Much credit must go to Shizune, and in the face of great hardship, never did she hesitate to press on, and our people have not forgotten this. Who, me? Little old me? Indeed. Well do I remember the day you flew into Ishgard upon a dragon's back. In making possible the impossible, you inspired us all. In you we glimpsed the fury, a vision of courage in the face of uncertainty. Looking to your example, we shall endeavor to bring about change to the church for the future of all Ishgardians. There will, of course, still be those souls who struggle to rise above the mire of despair. But my fellows and I shall be there to take their hand in faith and love. For what is faith if not salvation? Well, I had best return to the cathedral. We have much and more to do. But ere I forget, I have tracked down that which you requested. Some repairs will be necessary, but it will be seen to with all haste. Huh? What? Eh? I had tasked the deacon with finding a certain item, you see. A secret weapon, one might say. Given what we know of profane Fafnir, I suspect it will be of great use in our hunt. Once the repairs are complete, we shall be ready to strike. With the church having reached an accord with the people, the risk of more clergymen turning is greatly diminished. We may now focus entirely on the blasphemy. 'Tis time we freed Vandro of his torment, or from his torment. Rest while you can, Shizune, for I dare say the coming battle will demand the best of us. Artwell has his sights set on profane Fafnir. Heck yeah. Glad tidings, Shizune. Since the Ecumenical Council, not a single soul has turned. Safe in that knowledge, we need only think of how to hunt down the blasphemy. Ah, Shizune. You are here too. Excellent. I am pleased to say that the secret weapon is ready. We may now look to dealing with the profane Fafnir. As you will recall, when last we encountered it, it was lying in wait by the Soliel. With instinct driven by its inherited memories, I believe, an instinct driven by its inherited memories, I believe, it seeks to protect that which it most strongly associates with the Archbishop. In all likelihood, 'twas the self-same motive that compelled it to come to the Holy See. From the skies above, it seems it keeps watch over the Holy Vault. When next it descends, we shall exploit this instinct by using the secret weapon to lure it to the chancel. What about exactly is the secret weapon? The Soliel? Tis none other than the Fury's Grace, the holy crozier of the Archbishop. Suspecting that Bishop Vartwanon had retrieved it from Azislaw, I had Deacon Clems search for his private chambers. My suspicions proved correct. With the crozier in hand, I shall make an irresistible bait for the profane Fafnir. My lord, that is an unconscionable risk. There is no telling how the blasphemy will react. Indeed, but we can be confident that I will command his undivided attention, thus ensuring that no more of our citizens are placed in harm's way. If the heavens ward are the Archbishop's shields, then the Temple Knights are the people's. As leader of the order, the risk is mine to bear. All the Knights of the Heaven's Ward fell in Azislaw. As a vessel for their memories, Vandro may be considered the last of their number. Let us go then, and relieve him of his... nay. Their duty. Let us see to our preparations and proceed to the vault. We finish this once and for all. All right. Let me summon Carbuncle now so I don't forget. There we go. When the battle begins, Lord Amric and I will draw the blasphemy's attacks. Seize the opportunity to bring your magic to bear against it. If you are ready, then let us set forth. You need but say the word. The beast has come! Now is our chance! Make ready. To me, my knights. For the glory of King Thornton. No, you are not he. A trick! It is a trick! Forgive me, Sir Vandro. But for the sake of all Ishgardians, we must strike you down.
It ends here.
Oh yeah! I get to summon my big boys now!
You underestimate me.
Oh, I should maybe follow Arturo. Got it. Bro's got our back.
Do not underestimate me.
I know this mechanic. Doesn't even freeze the floor. Ha! Weak.
We must stand our ground. You underestimate me.
Oh, look at these two tanks bringing everything together. Good job, guys. I'm so proud of you.
I will not falter!
Ow. Seriously? No, I have to do all that all over again? Fuck you, I'm not doing it on easy. There is only one difficulty, and it is normal. For me, anyway. Everybody else can do whatever they
It ends here.
feel makes the game most enjoyable to them.
You underestimate me. There. Do not underestimate me! There! We must stand our ground! You underestimate me. water!
Oh, I see. I need to be here to not die. Got it. Understood. Thank you, Artoel. And Amric for keeping your girl alive. Oh, I don't want to be standing here. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Ow. Ow. Hey, Artwell, can I get some of that healing you're so good at? Thank you. Why do you have damage up? I don't want to be standing in front of the boss. That's a bad place to be. But so's this. There we go. I'm fine now.
This knight does not yield!
He did! We did it! We win! Huzzah! Finally, it's over. Thus ends the tale of the Heaven's Ward. Let it not be forgotten. 'Twas wrong of them to conceal the truth of our nation's founding, to abet the Archbishop in his machinations. Yet in peering into their hearts, one thing became clear. They too had succumbed to primal manipulation. They too were victims. Flawed men, aye, and not without sin, but Ashgardians brave and true, as we all aspire to be. Hang on, where are you getting that they were primal victims? Huh? Having triumphed in the battle of ideals, I have a responsibility to all our people. Their hopes and dreams, their sorrow and suffering are mine to bear, and bear them I shall. For had you not vanquished King Thordan, or had I erred in but one of my choices, I may well have been the first to succumb to despair, to be reborn a blasphemy. You wouldn't have turned. Not you. Man, Shizune in this light looks real good. Thank you, my friend, for having such confidence in me. My apologies. 'Twas not mine intent to wax sentimental. Our work here is done. Let us return to the congregation. I get it makes things nice and symmetrical, but why couldn't they have had an aetheryte at the vault? There we go. Heading to the strategy. Oh, you say the same thing every time I talk to you. I do not need to read your dialogue. One of these days I'll remember that. I hurried here as soon as I learned of your victory. There are some few words I would say, but it can wait until Lord Artwell and Deacon Clem have spoken theirs. Shizune, permit me to offer my gratitude for helping us to overcome not only the blasphemy, but the despair which spawned it. But this is only the beginning. On the face of it, we may have made tremendous strides in breaking down our ancient barriers within our society, but there yet remain great rifts to be bridged. 'Tis no easy thing to rise above a lifetime of preconceptions and prejudice. I myself have struggled to do so, as you must know. But I shan't give up. On the honor of my house, I will do everything in my power to build a new Ishgard, one in which all people can see eye to eye, regardless of birth and station. Now then, I believe the deacon has some words for you, too, for I lend him an ear. Much as I appreciate our conversations, I think the deacon is deserving of your attentions as well. Oh, not you. Okay. My Lady Shizune, may I say how glad I am that you are safe and well. Just before you arrived, Lord Amaric explained to me the true nature of the man who became the blasphemy. The poor, confused creature was born of the Church's mistakes, and on behalf of the clergy, I give you my heartfelt thanks for laying it to rest. As we work to reform our institutions and rebuild our relationship with the people, we will remember and pray for all those who have fallen in service to the faith. And we shall pray for you as well. Wheresoever your path may lead, may the Fury ever watch over you and keep you. I shall leave it at that then. Lord Amaric too wishes to speak, and would not do to keep him waiting. Let us not keep Lord Amaric waiting. Lord Amaric has kept silent all this time, but he also has thoughts to share. Yeah. Subtle, guys, real subtle. Shizune, Lord Artwell, I thank you for the vital roles you played in ridding us of profane Fafnir. As ever, the sight of you in combat was nothing short of inspiring. Yeah, thank you. I try my best. With no further reported instances of people turning and the blasphemy itself no more, I should like to believe we are free of the scourge of despair. Well, my brethren and I shall labor to see that it ever remains so by fighting to dispel the darkness in men's hearts. And I shall fight with you, not only as the Speaker of the House of Lords or the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, but as a man of faith, in our God and in our people. Together, let us strive to fill our nation with hope. Okay, I was wondering if this was still in these quests. This bothers me. Why are they playing Stormblood music in a section that's based off of Heaven's Word? It's so weird. Why? No, stay thematic. There's enough Stormblood in this expansion from the healer quests and the ranged physical. We do not need revolutions playing in the Ishgard quest. Shizune, by now you will be sick unto death of being thanked, but I must nonetheless express an additional word of gratitude. Full oft have you saved our nation, our people. I speak not only of our lives, but our hearts and minds as well. This breaks like whatever the audio equivalent of visual language is. You have given us a great gift, that of opportunity and choice. And if we are to repay you for it, we as a nation must take full advantage of our freedom to dictate a new course on or forward into a brighter future. What reward remains, we may not always agree upon. At least play the little hopeful, I forget what it's called, but the like, it's not really flow, but the little hopeful, happy, instrumental piece that plays in Endwalker, since this is Endwalker, and I'm assuming that's why they're playing this music, is because it's a little more upbeat than like anything from Heaven's Word. But no, it doesn't fit. It doesn't work. It doesn't fit things thematically. Why is this expansion such a mess in terms of themes? But as fellow Ishgardians, we shall find a way to rise above our differences and stand united. The sooner I finish this cutscene, the sooner I can stop hearing this music. That is the nation that I will strive to build. This I swear to you. Shizune, given all that you have done for us, I am loath to impose further. But may I trouble you to bear word of our success to our officer in Radzetan? And for the record, I don't dislike this music. I just dislike it being used here. We will of course be sending a report, but there is no substitute for a first-hand account. Our allies would benefit from the additional details you can provide as well. Our thanks again, my friend, and may the Fury speed your way. It should be Heaven's Word music or Endwalker music, not Stormblood music. God, it makes me annoyed. I was really hoping maybe it was a bug and that they had patched it since I did that quest the first time. Anyway. I am evaluating how incredibly exhausted I am. And the fact that the last two role quests will probably take me another 2 hours. I think I have come to be at peace with the fact that I am not going to have time to play all of the patch quests before Digimon Time Stranger comes out. So I am going to not risk my health to try and finish Endwalker by a certain time, especially since I don't even know if the 6 hours that I'd have on Sunday would be enough to finish all of the final zone. Plus side quests and everything. We are going to dedicate probably at least a bit of next week to... Okay, we're going to finish role quests on Sunday. Then we're going to continue MSQ. We'll probably need at least some of next week to finish MSQ. Maybe we'll do the endgame dungeons, like the side quest ones. Depending on like what time looks like at that point. Regardless, I'm going to spend the bulk of September playing through Subnautica. With the intention of being done with it in time to start playing Digimon. Let me pull up the calendar so I can double check, because I know it comes out on the 3rd. And October 1st happens to be a Wednesday. So we're gonna be starting Digimon on October 5th. So the goal is finish base Endwalker and Subnautica before October 5th. We will play Digimon Time Stranger, and then we will pick back up with more Final Fantasy XIV. So yeah, we're doing things a little out of order from what I originally planned, but I think this will be better for my mental health, because I don't want to be trying to rush through things or extending how long I'm streaming past where I'm really comfortable or what's good for my health. I'm trying to maintain a healthy sleep schedule, which means not streaming past a certain hour, and that hour happens to be 11 p.m. At the absolute latest. That's the boundary I'm trying to set for myself. So yeah, we will continue with we've got all the DPS role quests done. We can officially announce that and feel good about that. DPS role quests, donezo. Sunday, tanks and healers, and then we continue with MSQ. With maybe a little interlude where we play with Glamour, because since we'll have finished the role quests. When we get the artifact gear, we'll be able to dye it. But yeah. So, with that being said, thank you everybody so much for joining. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Twitch right now for every sub I get. While I am playing through Endwalker, I'm gonna have to decide what to do. Well, I guess I'll keep the Endwalkathon going while I'm playing Digimon. Maybe I'll leave that as a poll or something in the Discord, because yeah, that's one of the perks of being in my Discord, is you help me make decisions about what's going to happen with the channel and my content, including at the beginning of each month helping to vote on what I have to do if I'm at 100 subs or whatever my sub goal for that month is at the end of the month. The community voted that if I'm at 100 subs by the end of August, then we would be playing or doing a stream of Left 4 Dead 2 with the community. It'll be very fun. People like bullying me. People like it when I get scared for some reason. So yeah, if you want to vote on whatever I'm gonna have to do if I'm at 100 subs at the end of September. Actually, it's gonna be September. Maybe I should make that a stretch goal month. I'm gonna have to think about that. I have to see if there's any news about September this year. Because admittedly, I've had other stuff going on and haven't really been paying attention, but that's an important thing for me to pay attention to, huh? So, yeah. But, yeah, you guys basically have this week through Sunday's stream to get me, or keep me at 100 subs. If you want me to play Left 4 Dead 2. So, that is a thing for you guys to remember. I will be back. Today's Wednesday. I'll be back on Friday with Friday Night Writes, my writing stream. Spirit City got an update. They got a new DLC. They got some new music because they're now partnered with not just Homework Radio, but Lo-Fi Girl. And they made it so that we can favorite songs. Like they gave us the little curated playlists, right? And then they gave us a way to like favorite songs to make our own little playlist. So I favorited basically everything with the exception of two like quote unquote holiday songs that were just, or pieces that were just a little too Christmassy for my tastes. And basically made a master list of all the music in the game so I don't have to choose a playlist because I have decision paralysis. That shit sucks. So yeah, there's a train DLC, there's new spirits. I've unlocked all the spirits. They are part of the roulette now. There's a roulette. You roll the die, it picks a random spirit for me to have out. It's very cute. I'm working on a gay Sleeping Beauty book. If all those things sound like it'd be fun to hang out in the chat for as content, be sure to drop by. There'll be lo-fi music, Pomodoro timer. I write, I talk about writing. It's a good time. So yeah, and then more Final Fantasy XIV starting at 4:30 on Sunday. I don't think we're finishing Endwalker this week. It's probably gonna be next week. And then Subnautica, and then Digimon. But yeah, I am going to find somebody for us to raid on Twitch now. And then I'm probably going to go faceplant for like a year. And by a year, I mean for the night. Let's see here. Who do we want to raid? Oh, nope. Nope. Who are you again? Where are you in MSQ? You're saying you're doing MSQ. I don't know where in MSQ you are. Why does everybody have ads? Why is it the same ad no matter what I... Okay. But on Fantasy 14, do we have any sprouts that we can raid tonight? Oh, somebody's doing... You know what? Who are you and where are you? Okay, yes. We're gonna raid Sirami. Looks like they're in Heaven's Word. Oh, looks like they're actually doing one of the treasure chest dungeons. Okay. So, we're gonna raid Sirami. And until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good night, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Bye-bye!